Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 90 Plus podcast. My name's Adnan, and this is my co host, a man that you've probably seen all over TikTok if you tapped into the football scene, Billy. Billy, introduce yourself to the people, man.
Guys, Billy Talks Football here, guys, on Instagram, on TikTok. So this will be our new podcast. This is the first episode, gonna be on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. Guys, please follow before we start. This podcast won't just be about Liverpool, guys. Obviously, today's episode is about Liverpool, but we'll do about Champions League, about the Premier League, even about the World Cup. So stay tuned, guys, and let's get started.
But let's get started, Billy. Obviously, it's a big week for Liverpool. A lot of injuries come back. The big one being Alexander Isak, a guy who in this end of the season could be pivotal to Liverpool getting Champions League football and whether we make it to the final.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
what impact do you think Alexander Isak can actually have on the remainder of the season?
I think just if you look at it first, a player of that caliber coming back to training is going to lift the boys up. Obviously, now the team. Imagine knowing you got Alexander Isak in the team. Like he's an absolute bagsman. Obviously, I'm not expecting him to play much. I think obviously Slot said in his interview today in the press conference he's going to play a few minutes maybe on Saturday. So I'm not expecting him to play too much. But even if he can come on for 20, 30 minutes at the start and then maybe start near the end of the season, it'll be a big boost because Isak is a he's an absolute finisher. You know that. I know that. Carabao Cup final with what he did to us. Even whenever he's played against us, he's always been a finisher, man. And that's something we missed. I love Ekatike. I love the boys, but I think Isak's a profile we missed, man. The finisher who can just finish the chances. And I think it's going to be a big boost for us. Obviously, I know Saturday he won't make much of an impact. He won't play much. But after that, hopefully he can build his fitness and it's going to be big for us.
Obviously, like you mentioned, Hugo Ekitike, I love that guy. Probably my favourite player at Liverpool at the moment, and the way he's hit the ground running, it's been unreal. But I think he can also benefit with
Yeah,
Isak
100%.
coming back and getting a bit more rest, a little
I
less
think
game time for
I
him.
think I think even with Isak coming back, we might be able to see. Have you seen Ekatike for France plays on the left? We might see him play on the left a bit, so it gives us more options and makes us more dangerous because Isak Ekatike both got pace. The more pace we got, the more dangerous we're going to be in transition.
Who knows? We might see the three that we signed in the summer, Ekitike, Isaac, and Wirtz, kind of form that partnership that could be the partnership for the future of Liverpool for the next couple of years. Obviously, with the news of Mo Salah leaving us at the end of the season, what's your thoughts on that?
It hurts. It hurts a lot. Obviously, the an absolute legend, my favorite player at Liverpool, but I think is one of them. At least he's leaving on his own terms, and I'm happy for him. It's going to be sad seeing him go, and like I keep saying, it's going to be difficult to replace that 25 goals, 15 assists. It's going to be difficult, but it's sad. It is sad, but I just hope he gets a proper send off, and I hope he can win a trophy, maybe the Champions League or maybe the FA Cup. But hopefully, I hope he can win one of them at least. What about you? What do you think?
Obviously, it came on my birthday, the news, so it wasn't the best birthday gift from Mo, but like you said, I did have the feeling this would be Mo Salah's last season at Liverpool. Um, it's a bit sad that he potentially could go having not won something, especially after last season where he pretty much carried us to the league title. But I think hopefully this motivates the players to go in the FA Cup. Let's try go win that. Progress in the Champions League. Let's go to Budapest. Let's go win a Champions League, and hopefully he can end on a bit of a high in what's been a dull season.
Yeah, 100%. I think it could give us a lift, and I hope it does because what Mo Salah's done for this club, he's going to be irreplaceable, man. Like I say, 25 goals, 15 assists every season. It's going to be tough to replace. Obviously, we've been linked with top wingers, obviously Elise, names like that. But Mo Salah is the king. You know that. I know that. No one's Mo Salah, man. It's gonna be difficult. Let's see what happens.
That's what I mean. It's like, how do you replace a player who gives you numbers consistently that no, not many players can do that. We've looked at the Premier League in the past couple of years. If you get 20 goals and assists in a season, you'd class that as a good season for a striker or winger. But Mo Salah, he's kind of revolutionised that role to people trying to achieve 30 plus, 40 plus. And the likes of Elise, I would love him at Liverpool. Obviously, the directors come out, why am I going to sell it to Liverpool? They spent 500 million for them to get stronger. But even then, it will be very hard for whoever comes in to actually replicate the numbers Mo Salah put in, year out.
100%, 100%. I can completely agree with you. Obviously, talking about Mo Salah, we're gonna see him play against Man City tomorrow. What's your thoughts? You think we can beat City, or you're not backing
Look,
us?
it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a very, very tough game. Obviously, our track record at the Etihad's not been the best in recent years. In the past 2 years, we've had a bit more joy where we've won and we've got a draw.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'm used to seeing us get battered at the Etihad, if I'm being honest. But football's a weird game. City obviously got knocked out of the Champions League, so they're probably going to go strong tomorrow. So I think Arne Slot has no choice but to go strong tomorrow. And I'm just hoping Mo Salah can replicate that celebration that he did in the Champions League in front of that away end,
yeah.
man.
17-18 season in the Champions League quarter final. Also, last season he got a goal and assist again. Like
Yeah,
Salah does decent at the Etihad, and maybe his last time ever at the Etihad Stadium in a Liverpool shirt, he might turn up, man. And I wouldn't bet against Mo Salah. But what line would you go for then if you're playing against Pep Guardiola's Man City in the quarterfinal?
we talked about injuries. Obviously, one coming back in Isaac, but we've also lost Allison for what pretty much looks the remainder of this season. He
Yeah,
might come back for the last few games. So I'm happy for Marmash Videli. So far, what I've seen of him, I've liked, especially at Galatasaray away, where if it wasn't for him, pretty much Liverpool would have had a steeper hill to climb when it came back to the
100%,
Anfield fixture.
100%.
Um, so I think we're guaranteed to see him in there. I don't see Freddie Woodman starting. I do not want to see Dominic Soboslai start at right back tomorrow. Either go Gomez if Frimpong's not fit. Or if Frimpong's fit, give him a couple of minutes and bring Gomez on. Rotate between that. Verge, Ibu, they're pretty much going to be the centre backs.
Yeah,
I'd go Milos Kerkez personally tomorrow.
me too.
But
Yeah, me too.
I
100%.
wouldn't mind Andy Robertson starting. Obviously, he's probably in his last season for Liverpool as well, but I don't think he's had that bad of a season. And then it's interesting what he does in the midfield. I've watched McAllister this season. Yeah, he's had his moments, but he just looks miles off it. So I wouldn't want him in the lineup personally. I'd go Gravenberch, Szoboszlai in that midfield, and then Gakpo's gonna start, even though I want Rio to start. Wirtz, Salah, and obviously Isaac probably won't start, so I'd go Ekitike.
Yeah, I do see that team as well. I think Slot might revert back to that 4-2-3-1. I would like to see Liverpool play the 4-triple-2, but I don't see it, man. Etihad is gonna be tough to do that. But yeah, let's see what happens. Like you said, the main thing for me is Soboslai playing in an advanced position. Him playing right back. We've seen it in a lot of big games this season. Slot just puts him as a right back, but that wouldn't work, especially when you're playing against City, who's such a good team on the ball. You need players who are going to be able to press high, players who are going to be able to win the ball high up, and we don't want to waste Sobbers at right back. But let's see, man. I do agree with the team. I think that's probably the best team, and hopefully we get the job done. Obviously, they got a lot of key players who are going to play, like Haaland. You got Doku, so Doku he plays well against Liverpool normally. So hopefully we can lock him up. That's the goal. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be a tough game, but let's see what happens.
As long as Ryan Cherky's not doing kick-ups against us, I'll be happy because I mean he absolutely violated Arsenal the other week.
Yeah, like I don't know how an Arsenal player didn't like go through him, bro. Like they should have just at that point 2-footed him. Like he was mocking it.
I don't know if you've seen the clip. I think Ben White clattered him, and then he looked at the Arsenal fan, started laughing, and then he rolled back over like he was in pain.
Yeah,
Ryan Cherky is someone I very highly rate. Highly rate. I think he's a great player, and for the price that City paid for him, I think Liverpool should have gone in for him. Obviously, we didn't. But he's my one to watch tomorrow. Semenyo's having a great season, so it is gonna be a very tough fixture in what's
I
gonna be
think
a test.
whenever I play Man City, I think I always look at Doku, man. I think he's the one player. I know he's only got one goal this season in the Premier League, but whenever he plays against us, he turns it up, man. Especially at Etihad, he did it against Trent last season. Even though they didn't win that game, he didn't do much, but just the way he was toying with Trent, and then even this season, he scored that wonder goal against us. He likes to play against us, so he'll be the player I'm looking at.
Do you know my one thing with Doku is that he's just that one trick pony where he does that one same move and then I don't think there's
100%.
much to his game. Um,
Yeah, I do
but
agree.
You're not wrong in when you're saying he's a threat. Obviously, we've seen it this season. He ran rings around our defense. Um, but I'm confident. I'm confident. I think I don't know why. I'm always optimistic, but I think Liverpool come out with a win, and we're going to Wembley in a couple of weeks.
Hopefully, man. I hope that as well. So moving on from that, what's your thoughts on the recent press conference what Arnie Slot said about Allison? Obviously, we did say Allison's going to be injured for a long time. What's your thoughts?
Look, I love Alisson Becker, but I have never known a keeper to be as much injured as he is. And as a fan, sometimes it does get frustrating, especially in this back end of a run that we've got chasing Champions League football, being in the Champions League, potentially going to Wembley. You need your keeper like Alisson. It gives the back line a bit of confidence that they know they've got a great shot stopper behind them. And that's not me discrediting Marmash Vidali because obviously we've not seen much of him. But I've never seen a keeper get injured as much as Alisson does.
100%. And I think the injuries that he's got have, especially his distribution, and we've seen his distribution has not been the best, especially this season. I've noticed it a lot. His distribution has not been the best. I think the hamstring injuries have caught up to him. I really hope, I just hope that we get to see Allison towards the end of the season because he's such a common presence. And when you have Allison in your team, you just feel invincible sometimes, especially when he's in goal. He's such a top keeper. But I back my boy Mama Dashvili. I like him. I think he gets scrutinized a lot, but I think the games he played for us this season, I don't think he's cost us in any game. I feel like sometimes, obviously, maybe he could be better in position, maybe his presence in the box, but as a shot stopper, he's quality. And I think a lot of people are just picking at him a lot because he's a new signing, but I think he's a top player.
Yeah, and there's no one better to learn from. One of the best to ever play in the goalkeeping position, Alisson Becker. Liverpool have extended his contract by another year. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's a correct thing to do. I don't want to see Allison go, especially because I still feel like he can play at the top level. I don't think Allison's dropped off where he's not good enough. I think maybe distribution can get better. Obviously next season, hopefully. But as a shot stopper, he's still one of the best in the world. Like we've seen it this season, how many times he saved us. He's different level. Alisson Becker, he's the best keeper in the world in my opinion. Still,
Moving on, obviously it's a tough week for Liverpool. Man City being the first game of two. Then we go to Paris midweek, facing a great PSG side. Um, in a week that's make or break for Arne Slot for me. If you lose both of these fixtures, I just don't see how he's physically still Liverpool manager. Um, what's your thoughts on Arne Slot? What's your thoughts on the game against
I'm,
PSG?
if I'm being honest, I don't know how he's in the job right now. After that Tottenham draw, I thought he was gonna go. Even after PSV and Forest, I thought he was gonna go. All season he's been poor. PSG, Man City and PSG away, like you're playing against two of the top teams in Europe. It's going to be tough, 100%. And like you said, it's going to be make or break because we could potentially be out of both competitions at the end of Wednesday. Because if PSG dominate us and get a 3-4 goal lead, it's going to be difficult. I I'm not confident PSG away. Maybe Man City away we could do something, but PSG away is a tough game, especially with the attack they got, the pace they got, the midfield they got. We're gonna have to be up for it. I'm back the manager till the end, but I'm not confident, man. I think on this slot, I think he's gonna go. I can't see him staying until the end of the season. I think after the season ends, he's gonna walk away.
What do you think the problem is with Arne Slot? Like, obviously,
I
compared
think
to last season where we won the league, we looked very controlled, very composed on the ball. We were walking teams off the park pretty much.
I
What's
think
changed this season?
I think if you look at the profile of last year's team is completely different to this year. Obviously, last year you had runners in Lucho, Nunes. We had players who were willing to get in behind. This season we haven't seen that, and also whether we like it or not, we lost Trent. Is one of the most creative players in world football, and he helped Mohamed Salah, in my opinion. Obviously, him and Mo Salah have been playing together for so many years. They had that connection with each other. And I think that hindered our team a lot. Obviously, we not really had a proper right back this season. Every time we played a right back, he's got injured. Soboslai's played there as a makeshift right back. So I think losing them key players and not really replacing them. Like we never replaced Trent. We bought Frimpong, but he's been injured. And we've been playing Gomez and Bradley got injured. We never even replaced Lucho. We decided Rio Engamoso is going to be his replacement, which for me
Mhm.
is just it's not good enough. Like as a club of Liverpool stature, you can't be replacing a world class player like Lucho with a youngster. Even though I love Rio, he's still 17, 18 years of age. He needs to develop. We should have signed a left winger. We backed Cody Gakpo, and Cody Gakpo's confidence is at all-time low right now. So I think not replacing the key players has been an issue. And I think last season after the Newcastle game, we've seen these issues they start becoming a bit common. But obviously we were kind of looking away from it because we were winning the league and we thought it doesn't matter. But obviously this year it's caught up with us. And hopefully in the summer we can make it right by making a few signings. Talking about signings, any players that you would want to sign?
I'm a big fan of Morgan Rogers. I've seen a
Yeah,
couple of links with him. I would love Morgan Rogers to come to Liverpool.
yeah,
Depending on the Kanate situation, whether he signs a contract or not, I think Liverpool need a centre back, and I think Schlotterbeck is a perfect fit for that. And I think we need a six that is an out to out six that will fly into tackles like your Hendersons, Milners, Robertsons. Um, because the team's become a bit weak, if I'm being honest.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
Someone like who would I go for six? Like Wharton's a big name that's talked about in Liverpool, and yeah, talking about Trent, Wharton's creativity. He's the only player that I've seen really take a ball in the half turn, like Ryan Gravenberch, and progress. He's always forward thinking. But I'd
Yeah,
go
yeah.
for someone like Stiller. I think Stiller's a great player.
Yeah, yeah, from
He's
Stuttgart. Yeah, he's a good player, very good player.
he loves flying into tackles, and it's just what Liverpool need: a bit of a warrior, a bit of a fighter. Obviously, we've got Wataru Endo, who got injured against Sunderland, but someone that sort of fights for the badge and would die for it.
I
And then
think if you,
obviously,
I agree with you. I think if you look at the games this season, like Endo played that game against Sunderland, and you could see that he was giving it them, and it helped us in the end. We won that game. I think we do need it. I feel like a lot of the players, maybe sometimes players, they look at the World Cup and think, I don't want to get injured for the World Cup. I don't know if it's that, but even last season, you could tell in the physical games, we're not a physical side. Obviously, I love our players, but they're not really going to go in for a tackle.
it's like Bradley and Martinelli earlier in the season against Arsenal. If you had a Henderson or Milner on that pitch, like Gary Neville said, that one of them is going to whack Martinelli. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
And
you got
I'm not promoting violence or advocating that, but you need that player that's gonna stick up for you, like your players, your teammates, your colleagues.
100%, 100%. Every team's got a player like that. Every team's got a few players like that. I'm not the biggest fan of Arsenal, but if you look at Arsenal's team, they got players who are willing to get in it in the fight, and that's what you got to respect. Arteta's built that in his team, and I feel like our players are not as nasty, and we need to be a bit more nasty on the pitch.
And then right wing, well, for me, Mo Salah's irreplaceable. I'd love Elise, but I don't think we get him. So I think Liverpool have got a real issue in terms of who they get in that right wing position. I don't know
Yeah,
many players that are really on the market that could even put half the numbers that Mo Salah puts up. But I guess the board have to go do some analysis, send a couple of scouts to go watch some players,
I
and
think I agree with you. I think when I'm looking at it. As a Liverpool fan, I think the plan's probably going to be where they're going to try to get multiple players who can replace the goals because getting one player is not going to be able to replace Salah's goals. I think next season Isak is going to have to step up in terms of goals. Obviously, hopefully he's fit. Ekatike obviously will get better numbers, and I think maybe the wingers we have, who we're going to sign, probably going to have to chip in. Maybe even if they get 10, 15 goals between like each, that's probably going to cover Salah's numbers because no one's going to get 25 goals, 15 assists it, no one can do that. It's difficult to replace, especially in this day and age. Wingers is difficult.
we're talking about incomings, but what outcomings do you see in the summer? Obviously, we know Mo Salah is going to leave. Andy
Yeah,
Robertson looks like another one that's going to leave. Do you think anybody else is going to leave the club this summer?
I think McAllister might be someone who might go. I don't know. What do you think? Who do you think could leave then?
I think McAllister's one that's probably likely to leave. He struggled a lot this season, in my opinion. At the start of the season, I give him the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, he was coming back from Argentina, national football, and he was a bit off pace. But he's just not looked like he's got that rhythm going at all this season.
100%.
Um, Cody Gakpo, I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves Liverpool this season.
The only thing I look at Cody Gakpo is because made him sign that contract. His value's gonna someone's gonna have to pay big money because he's still got 4 years left on the contract. Unless we're willing to sell him for a cut price, I think giving him that contract was so foolish. Especially we should have waited until like mid-season, see how he's doing. We just gave him that contract, and I feel like giving him such a big contract, his value is gonna be so high. Like so.
I mean, it's the same with Mo though. Obviously, Mo's leaving on a free.
Yeah,
I don't know why we give him a mega contract if we were gonna let him go for a free. It just doesn't make sense in terms of a club's point of view. But there are a lot of links with Bayern, Atletico Madrid for Cody Gakpo at the moment.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he's one to leave. Um, Kanate is another one.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know where the contract talks are progressing or not. We need to tie Szoboszlai down to another contract, and if Liverpool lose him, I'd be very upset. Because
That would be big. That would be a big loss. Yeah,
Dominic Szoboszlai this season showed he can be a leader. He's got the goals in him, he's got the assists in him, and he can be the base of this next rebuild, if you want to call it that.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I could see him be a future captain.
He's got every trait to do it. Obviously, everyone speaks highly of him. Steven Gerrard, I don't know if you've seen the interview with him after the Gala
Yeah,
game. He had nothing but praise to talk about him. Even his interviews after the games, for example, Spurs, you can see how emotionally like upset he is about the situation at Liverpool, how we're dropping silly points and stuff. And it's
100%.
exactly what you want in your club.
Speaking about, obviously, you were talking about Steven Gerrard. I see a lot of similarities with Dom and Steven. Obviously, not the similarities in terms of obviously Stevie G, in my opinion, is an all time great. But in that sense of obviously Dominic Soboslai, like he's given his all for the team. You could tell in every game. Literally, at the end of every game, he's on his knees. He's like literally he's on the floor because he's given his all, and that's something we can't discredit. Having that quality is better than a lot of qualities in the team.
100%. I mean, if you look at Steven Gerrard, what was he good at? He had a rocket of a shot, which Dom's proved clearly this season. He was great at free
Yeah,
kicks.
Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard covered the ground like Dominic. That's what we like to see.
His passing was unreal, and Gerrard wasn't scared to fly into challenges. How many times did we see Gerrard fly into challenges?
Yeah,
Dominic
yeah.
Szoboszlai, he does the same thing, going up the pitch. He works 10 times harder to get back, and he understands what it means playing for the badge.
And also, obviously, we were talking about outgoings. I think if I'm looking at the players, obviously Harvey Elliott will come back from his loan. He will go. I think Wataru Endo is going to go. So we're going to lose players. So we need to obviously buy players as those replacements, but we also need to add more players because our squad is very thin. Obviously, if you look at this season, even if we lose two, three players to injuries, we have to play a lot of academy players on the bench. And if we want to win the big trophies, you need a strong bench. You need a very strong bench. It's impossible to win big trophies with 15 players in your squad. You need to have a very, very strong squad, especially with how many fixtures there are.
I mean, if you look at our bench at the moment, we've got two keepers on our bench.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
says it all. And
If you
it,
compare our bench to Arsenal and Man City, you can see their bench. Their benches are stacked. They got like two players in every position.
obviously we've got a lot of academy players on our bench as well. That's not me discrediting them. Kieran Morrison, I think, is a great player, and he's going to be a great future talent for Liverpool. You've got Trey Nioni, and you've
Yeah,
got Rio.
Trey's playing so well, especially in international and for the under 19s. He played really well. For England, Rio, we know about Rio. The youngsters are coming through, which is good to see. Obviously, moving on to our final point, I would like to talk about. Obviously, you're going to the PSG game. What's your thought?
Mhm.
What's your initial thoughts on that game? Are you backing us? Are you?
The way we're playing at the moment and recent results, how they've gone, um, it's hard to be confident for that game, especially against a side like PSG. But I always say this football's a weird game, and in games where people have expected us to get battered, like Sunderland away, for example, Liverpool have shown up. Arsenal away, we played.
Yeah,
From what we were deserved winners. We should have won that game. Um, so I'm not gonna write it completely off. Do I think we'll win? Probably not. But I think PSG, we've seen with Chelsea, they do elite goals. Their defense is their weak point.
yeah, yeah.
Obviously losing Donnarumma, that's huge. Marquinhos is getting older. Um, his age is showing as well. So if we can take our moments that we do get in our game, which we will get, it's not like we're just gonna sit there for 90 minutes and absolutely get plowed by PSG. Then Liverpool seriously have a chance of knocking PSG out of the competition.
I think
But I'm
I agree with you. I think the two key aspects I'm looking at, second leg is at Anfield. That's always going to be a boost. And I think in obviously barring the PSV game where we got absolutely dominated, I think in the Champions League we haven't been too bad. We beat Atleti, we beat Madrid, Real Madrid, we beat Inter Milan. We've beaten the big team in the Champions League. So maybe obviously we got European heritage. The players they turned up in the Champions League. I feel like clubs in the Champions League shows a bit more respect in terms of pressing us. So like you said, anything can happen. Obviously, if we can keep it, even keep it to a 1 goal deficit or 2 goal deficit, coming to Anfield, we seen what we've done to Gala, man. We can blow teams away in Anfield. So that 100%. I think we just gotta try to like not lose by too much. I think if even we got to play our game, but I think obviously we don't want to concede 4 or 5 goals. If you concede that many goals, then it's tie over. But if we can keep it to 1-2 deficit, I think we can turn it around.
Look, there's nothing like a European night at Anfield. It's I say because I'm a Liverpool fan, I'll probably say it's the best place. But the way the fans get behind the team and stuff, especially like when we have a deficit,
See, after your thoughts on the game, what is your proper predictions? Do you think we'll win? Do you think we'll lose? What's your score prediction?
I think I can see Liverpool nicking a draw. Billy, people might call me mad. People might call me mad, but I think
We beat them last year, so you never know. Anything can happen. We got good memories there.
I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw. Me.
You too. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 loss. I think PSG will win us, but give me a 1 goal deficit at Anfield. I think we'll turn that around. I think the boys are up for it, and I think after what PSG done in terms of the obviously postponing that fixture against Lens and all that, I think the boys they got a bit in their teeth where they wanna prove PSG wrong. Obviously losing to them last year as well. So yeah, I think we can win this tie hopefully.
That was a joke, by the way. If I was
Yeah,
Lens,
yeah.
I'd be fuming. This is 2 years in a row where PSG have done this now. You're paid 200, 300K a week. What are you complaining about? Playing
Yeah,
the
it's an,
extra game
it's,
a week.
it's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. I don't know how. Why can't we postpone our fixture? Like, it's a joke. But obviously, like you said before, obviously, it could work in our favor. You never know.
And going back to your point, obviously the players having that bit of fight now. Obviously, they know Mo's leaving at the end of the season. Hopefully that gives a bit of fuel. McAllister's come out to say he wants to win the Champions League. Dominic
Yeah,
Szoboszlai is in his hometown, Budapest. So, home country, sorry.
yeah, yeah.
So, maybe there's a bit of fuel there for the
Hundred
players
percent.
to go give it their all out on that pitch. And like we look a different side of the Champions League compared to the Premier League.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree with you. 100%. 100%. I agree with you. So hopefully we can win that game. But yeah, guys, I think that will be the end of the first episode. And I appreciate you guys for watching this. And guys, please put in your comments down below your score predictions, your thoughts on Liverpool, and ask us questions, guys, because me and Adnan both will be reading it and we'll be replying to the comments. And next podcast we'll be answering your questions. So yeah, leave your question down below. I appreciate you guys for joining. Thank you to my co-host as well. Do you have any final words?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate everyone that's followed up all the accounts so far and supported me and Billy. Um, leave your thoughts of this episode, what we could do better. Obviously, this is our
Yeah,
first
100%.
episode. We're a bit rusty. We'll be back on Sunday, hopefully, to give our match reactions from the City game. And who
Yeah,
knows, on Wednesday, I'm going to be in Paris, so we might film in Paris, get a bit of content there for
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, guys. Take care, guys. Peace out.
In a bit, guys.